Isn't it about time for somebody's favorite radio program?
Come on, it's showtime.
Why do I hear voices?
That's the radio.
This is the radio.
Something different, something that'll really hit the spot.
Right, let's get started.
All right, kids, it's showtime.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
You like football?
You guys ready for the big game?
Everywhere I turn, football, football.
He's getting psyched up for a big game.
Let's really try to win this one, hey, boys? And I like football.
Let's talk football.
It is Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. And we have got a shortened show tonight because we got Browns football beginning at 5:30. The 1-1 Browns take on the 0-1 Philadelphia Eagles in preseason football. You'd be hard-pressed to find something more exciting to watch or listen to on the radio as preseason football. Woohoo! Yeah! Woohoo! So it's just going to be me and Ron Otto down there in the newsroom chatting for a little bit. Ron, are you down there? Ron, are you around?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm here.
Jason, you could pot him off. Okay, we got it.
Okay.
So I've been thinking over the last week, because we've done this now 3 weeks in a row. We did it last Friday. We did it the Thursday before. And I've said this. I'm not a big football guy. I don't dislike it. I just don't really follow it. And I feel like there's something disingenuous about me being on the show, talking about Browns football, and not really knowing anything about it. I also do a trivia segment on the Orange Zone, which airs on Channel 7 and also on WHIO Radio, where I ask trivia questions. And again, I'm not a football guy, but I play one on TV, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking that it might be wise if this season, I jump on a bandwagon and I become a fair-weathered fan. And here's my dilemma. I grew up in Dayton. I grew up in Beaver Creek. And when I was growing up, most of my friends local to me were Bengals fans. So I kind of followed the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
But I also had some friends who were Browns fans. So I never really fully committed to either one side.
Yeah.
All right? So I was trying to decide if I'm going to jump on a bandwagon, should it be a Browns bandwagon or a Bengals bandwagon? Or bandwagon. Or brown wagon. Whichever.
Any color. It could be any color. I mean, yeah, you don't have to put a color on it.
So I had, since you're a big Browns fan, I thought I would ask you a couple of questions which might help me decide which bandwagon I should jump on for this season. Okay? Now, I'm already leaning towards the Browns, to be honest, because we carry the Browns, and that would make sense if I jumped on the Browns bandwagon. I mean, you're a Browns fan. Larry Hanskin's a Browns fan. Random Allen's a Browns fan. Nancy Wilson's a Browns fan down the hallway. We have a lot of Browns fans in the house.
Yeah.
Right? So I like to feel accepted. Who doesn't?
Of course.
That maybe I should jump on the Browns bandwagon. But I had a couple of questions, and maybe your honest feedback, because you're a news guy. You're not going to lie. You're not going to fake me out, right?
Right.
So I have a couple of questions.
Not live.
Right. So some thoughts on what might help me decide.
Okay.
First question. Which fan base do you think is less rowdy? The Bengals or the Browns?
Do I think is less rowdy?
Less rowdy.
I believe the Bengals fans are less rowdy.
All right. Now, see, that is one for the Bengals.
Especially,
I'm looking for something less rowdy.
Especially since if the Bengals aren't winning.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to find a lot of Bengals fans when they're not winning.
Right. So, all right. Now, here's the next question. Which fan base is less likely to ask me to borrow money?
Less likely to ask you to borrow money from you.
I know you're making a generalization here, but when you think of Browns fans and you think of Bengals fans, which group would you think would be less likely to need money for me.
Right. I have so far in my life never been approached by a Browns fan needing money.
Okay.
And I have likewise not made it a habit of asking other people for money.
Sure.
So I can only speak for myself.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
So, all right, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
All right, second question. Which fan base is better looking?
Oh, Browns fans.
Browns fans.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
How do you know? They have the dog masks on,
Oh, those are masks.
Yes, they are masks, believe it or not. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
90% of them are. Okay.
All right. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm putting down Bengals.
Well, the Bengals, they got the stripes and stuff. A lot of those guys do the face paint and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
not.
I'm talking about the fan base.
Right.
They do that
I
too.
gotcha.
They put the
the fan base too. Yeah.
All right. Which fan base would I rather drink at a bar with?
I don't know. I don't. Usually, when Browns fans go to the bar, they do a lot of crying. So having gone through all that myself, you have to console some Browns fans.
But see, that would mean that they might be less rowdy.
That's true.
To go back to our first question,
that would bring you a notch down on the rowdy scale.
So I will go with Browns.
Okay.
If they are crying in their beer more often, I'm okay with that. I don't want things to be over the top.
Right.
Yeah,
you don't get to excess,
All right, so here's another one. Which team has the hotter cheerleaders?
Well, considering the fact that the Browns do not have cheerleaders.
They don't have cheerleaders?
They have never had cheerleaders. And,
they've never had cheerleaders.
Right. Yeah, they never have. Of course, the Bengals have been around for a while.
Oh, yeah. I once went on a date with a Bengal.
Really?
I really did. That's a story for another time.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so the Bengals, obviously, I got to put them down because the Browns don't have cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, and you're a news guy, so, this might be something you're familiar with, covering them in the news. Which team has the least amount of criminals?
The least amount of criminals currently, or you want to backdate that to
backdate it. Let's historically
by far the Browns.
The Bengals have had more criminals, or Browns have had more criminals.
Well, if you just consider the Marvin Lewis years with the Bengals, they had some problems in and out of court with that team.
So the Bengals probably have the most criminals.
More. I don't know about right now, but Joe Mixon just got exonerated today. I mean, he was not guilty this morning. But I just flashed on Channel 7 right there where Jamar Chase has a restraining order for some reason. I don't know what that is. So a lot of legal stuff going on. So I'd put the Browns up on that one.
You put the Browns? Yeah. Put the Browns down. Okay.
Put a point for the Browns on that one.
All right. Now, here's the next and final question.
Okay.
If you were going to a football party, a tailgate party or something like that, or some sort of football themed kind of deal, who's going to bring the best carry-in dishes? Is it going to be Browns fans or is it going to be Bengals fans?
I haven't tailgated with Bengals fans, so I cannot speak to that. But the tailgating in Cleveland is notorious, especially in what's called the Muni Lot.
Ooh.
That's a massive deal.
Short for municipal?
Yes, okay. There's a massive. It goes along. I believe that's Marginal up there near the lake. It's on the other side of the road from what is now Cleveland Browns Stadium, and massive group of Browns fans right there. And you'll find just about any kind of tailgating cuisine imaginable there.
So you feel Browns?
I'm feeling pretty solid on that one.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, those are some ways that would help me decide which team I would jump on the bandwagon. So we've got Browns for carry-in, right? Mm-hmm. So that's then Bengals for less rowdy, better looking, better cheerleaders. Least likely to borrow money would be Browns. Who do you think I would rather drink with at a bar? Browns.
Yeah.
And less criminals on their team, Browns. Mm-hmm. So it sounds to me
I would go with that.
Like maybe I should jump on the Browns bandwagon.
I think so.
Though somebody sent me a message and said, screw either of those teams, be a Steelers bandwagon jumper.
No.
So I don't know.
My goodness.
Because I know there are Bengals bars in town. I know there's a few Browns bars in town, and I think there are one or two Steelers bars in town. There's one down in Centerville that I'm very aware of.
Yeah,
so,
the Steeler fans, they are everywhere. So I would not be surprised if there were a few places around here. Certainly in Columbus there are.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, okay. I think I'm going to bite the bullet here, and I think for this year I'm going to jump on the Browns bandwagon.
Okay.
Whether or not it's successful and they win and they do well, who knows? If they do, then maybe people might say, well, it's because Todd jumped on the bandwagon so early.
Well,
or if they do horrible, then they'll say, we don't want you on our bandwagon. Go away.
Well, not really. I don't think they would jettison you. They would certainly blame you.
Sure.
That's
well,
for
this
sure.
is what I'm saying.
But I don't think they would kick you to the curb if you joined up with the Browns.
Somebody on the stream said Steelers fans are grimy. So I don't want to be grimy. That's for sure.
For the purpose of this, I will keep all of my Steelers comments to myself.
Okay,
I'll just keep that to myself. Yes.
So just briefly tonight with the game, Ron, what are we looking at? We got are they going to be starting starters or what's the story?
Probably not.
No. Okay.
Dorian Robinson, Thompson Robinson, excuse me, their quarterback that they just drafted is going to be starting this game, and he's probably going to elevate himself to the second string in the quarterback room, and I don't see a whole lot of starters playing tonight. And they're playing Philadelphia. They had a joint practice with them this week, and both sides said some pretty nice things about each other.
Was that the one where there was a fight? Was there a fight or something? I don't know if it was the Browns, but I saw earlier in the week there was a joint practice between. It was either the Browns or the Bengals, I thought, and a fight broke out between them and the other team, and I'm like, this is great.
I didn't hear anything specifically, but training camp is a great place for fights to happen.
Sure.
Yeah, it's hot and you're frustrated, and it's the end of practice, and
right.
That just
you're trying to
happens.
make the team.
Happens a lot.
A lot of stress, a lot of pent-up energy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, thank you for that, Ron. I am going to be jumping on the Browns bandwagon, and I guess I have to get a Brown shirt.
Well, welcome to the team.
Thank you. The dog pound, right?
That's right.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.